Now whip it good.
Hello, welcome to WIP IT Sunday. With me tonight's Mr. Commandant
Good morning.
and Custom Cannon.
Evening.
How are y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing okay.
Tired. Can't wait to go to work tomorrow. So exciting. Oh,
I got tomorrow off.
I have it all.
so does my son and my wife. Look how big this dude's hands are. Does that seem like that's...
Yeah.
It's
All right.
McFarlane gets stuff.
Look at this. Look at it in conjunction with his feet.
Oh, I get it. Like that retro card that Superman he did with the not retro card, the page puncher
Fine to me.
Superman had giant hands.
His hands just look so much bigger than his feet.
That's how my hands and feet look.
Big old long nose, right? Too, as well.
Well, I wouldn't say mine was long.
You got Darth in the house. Party on, Darth. Name of Help says hi, everyone.
Good morning.
I had a bunch of garbage on my desk.
You got a bunch of carp on your desk?
Garbage.
I have more than I usually do.
Got a bunch of work garbage on my desk.
I was working on cleaning up my workstation down here a bit earlier today.
I've just moved the garbage from here to behind me where you can't see it.
I sweat. Took the trash out from out. So, doing better.
Hey, I kept 3 people besides myself alive today.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an achievement.
I usually get money for doing that.
I had to do it for, actually, it cost me money. That's what it is to be a parent.
It's a parent, you're a parent.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the boy in 2 days.
Oh, man.
He's with his not grandmother. He spent the night with her last night. He's looks like he's gonna spend the night again with her tonight. They're up at a cabin, which
In the woods.
usually they go up there to swim and stuff, but it's like 55 degrees here. Ain't no lot of swimming going on.
Yeah, it's been usually cool this time of year.
Yeah, usually I got an air conditioner installed and running by now, but not today, not now. It'll be cold. I'm thinking about turning on my little space heater right here.
You think so?
But the wife was yelling at me about removing the one out of the bathroom. I told her, I was like, well, it's almost June. That's the reason I moved it out. If I turned on the little space heater in here, she might have a case of the behinds.
Come in here and go in there and yell at you again.
Yeah. Second favorite pastime.
Well, at least she has a hobby.
Yeah.
It's always good to have a hobby.
Well, I like to think so.
Can you let Holly in?
I think I already have a pattern that I want to use for this cape.
This is a McFarlane head. I'm putting a wash on it,
I will stop what I'm doing to do it.
and I'm going to paint the red on the. After I do the wash, I'm going to do the red on the chin and repaint the eye red.
He laying that dad guilt down. So have you had a chance to look at the other things? Are they all anything I need to redo?
The other things.
What needs to be redone?
I'm all right with everything.
You sure?
What are we talking about?
I asked him about the vision and lore cape. I haven't heard anything. I was seeing if I needed to reduce something.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to.
I haven't messed with the vision cape yet. The one the short cape that you did for lore, it wouldn't fit no more with the material sewed around it.
The one that wasn't molded, the one that was just a.
Yeah, around the frame.
I didn't even think of that. But it makes sense, because it's molded to fit the thing, but now it's got a layer of fabric in between it.
Probably if it was hindsight, would have just glued the cape to the top of it instead of sewed around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to trim back the other lower cape too, like where we're supposed to have like a little bit of not double the top. It was too thick at the top; it wouldn't lay right either. So I had to take it off and trim out material off the overlay piece, get it to fit.
I say I have a pattern for that, but I may have done something with it.
Darth is asking, are your kids in action figures done?
I'm sorry, what?
Darth was asking if your kids are into action figures.
In active years?
Into action figures.
Oh. The boy, not really, not per se. He's more of a Minecraft Kirby. He enjoys his Kirby socks more than he enjoys his Spawn action figures that he has. Although, he wanted the ROM Space Knight, and I pre-ordered it for him, and when it came in, it's like not been on the floor. He played with it for about a week, but it never actually was quote-unquote discarded. He still has it on his shelf.
That's good.
Those Spawn figures I was going to get rid of, he wound up taking the medieval Spawn and the fabric, basically the two that I had that were fabric capes. But he took those and then immediately went to the cabin. So I guess I'm just going to put the other 3 figures in like the fodder bin. To whomsoever gets the fodder bin decides they want it. So are we looking forward to Mattel doing DC figures again?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was looking at the Tales from the Tub by Robo, and he was showing all those figures, and they look rough. I know they're old, but the thighs and everything.
Well, you got that's not fair comparison to they're showing old stuff. They're before they quit making, they lost the license. They were making stuff very similar to Marvel Legends.
What are they making now? Is it the Masters of the Universe?
They got Motu, they got wrestling. That's their main two things.
I'm definitely interested to see what they do. There's not very many DC characters that I'm actually interested in buying though. Mayfix has given me every Superman figure I could possibly want.
And they did it well.
Happy to see that that shelf's complete. The rare treat.
Rare treat to feel complete.
To complete a shelf. I may not have cut off enough fabric. And there's also a definite inside-outside to this fabric. That's always a
Extra challenge.
yeah, something else to pay attention to. Nothing else. Dang nabbit. So both pieces started to fall, and I panicked and grabbed the wrong piece. All right, so we are I think I do have enough fabric. That's wonderful news. Wonderful news. Yeah.
When you made the belts for Bruton, where'd you place them at when you made them? Talking to Don.
On the waistline, where his pants meets.
Supposed to be over top the pants.
Yeah.
They were too short. I fixed them.
Too short.
They just covered his abs. They wouldn't go over his pants.
Did you try it on the model you sent me?
Yep.
And they're still in the wrong spot?
Mm-hmm. They
You
use
didn't
the,
get anything right.
they use the belt buckle to place it out on this one. Oh, that's not there. Everybody gets Cyborg Superman wrong with color wise. They always want to paint the cybernetic parts all like brilliant, shiny silver. You remember in the comics, it was like more like a gunmetal.
They had to darken him up because ultimately he was the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert.
I haven't read that comic series yet. Dark on it. No, I'm just kidding.
It happened 30 years ago, so.
I actually caught that one. I had time since then to catch up on stuff.
You had enough time. 30 years was long enough.
Yeah. Maybe in another 30 years I'll catch up with all the rest of the stuff.
Well, unfortunately, they keep putting out new stuff.
I wish they'd quit that. Now I understand Brainiac. Just destroy everything, put it in a bottle, and then you can catch up on all your reading. That's really what it was. He was pissed that he was so far behind on his reading of comic books that he had to stop all forward motion on everything.
Seems drastic, but I understand.
You know, sometimes in order to be effective, you have to do things that some people might consider to be drastic.
Got to think outside the box sometimes.
Or think inside the miniaturization bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And besides, if you have a big problem and you want to shrink it down, that's a surefire way to do that. Just literally shrink it down.
Make a big problem a small problem.
Yep. It's like a whole metaphor for psychology. He bottles up all of his problems, takes his big problems, makes them into small problems. They might come back to bite him in the butt later, but for the time being, they're taken care of.
Sectors in the house is even Phyllis.
Oh, I'm so excited. There's enough.
I tried some acrylic paint pens out this week.
Mm-hmm.
Doing some graffiti on a trash can.
Oh, I saw
and
those. They look good.
And on a wall. And they worked pretty nice.
Was you using an airbrush on there, or did you
No, it was just a paint pen.
paint pen? Nice.
Yeah. I liked it better than what are those things called? Pasto markers or whatever. I don't like those. They're too thick.
Too thick.
Yeah. Pasco.
Well, I think mine are dissipated. Did you see that the Sharpie has some acrylic paintbrush markers?
Do they?
They do. Here, I'll show you one.
I use the knockoff cheapo brand.
Although I was in here looking for a black one, and apparently they don't have a black one. But I only bought the I think it was like a 4-pack.
Mm-hmm. That seems like a
primary colors with purple.
choice not to have a black one.
Yeah, weird choice, right? See?
Yeah. You have to shake those up a lot. That's looking pretty good.
No, I don't think so. But it is a brush tip.
Yeah. The ones I got have dual tips. They got a different tip on either side. They work really nice.
Oh, did you look at the marker?
I did look at it. I flipped over. I wouldn't just, shine you on without having actually looked at it.
You could. It'd be fine.
I didn't.
You can trust me. Hit the I believe button. Oh no! Trying to spool my bobbin here, and I threw it on the floor. Now I got a whole bunch of it to re-spool.
You know, I don't think you're really working on something until you've tossed something on the floor.
It's the third thing today I've tossed on the floor.
You've been working hard all day then, it sounds like.
It'll be time to go to bed. Be my luck, I'd trip and fall and hit the floor on the way there.
Yeah, see? Then you know you're on your way.
Okay.
If you didn't touch the floor between here and bed, we know you were in trouble.
I actually got three different colors of yellow for thread.
Have to ask what kind of drugs you were on.
There weren't.
Unfortunately, I'm not on anything but this chair.
That's good.
Got to go to work tomorrow.
That's the way it should be.
Not even caffeine, bro.
Okay, now you're talking crazy. You feeling okay?
No.
How many hours have you been alone for?
None. Actually, I had to walk away from the wife to come up here.
Okay.
She decided to buy 3 streaming services because they bundled them: Hulu, Disney Plus, and Max.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about the Righteous Gemstones. I told her I wanted to watch that with her, but it was only on Max, so I'd have to finagle some way to.
Well, they changed the name back to HBO Max.
They changed the name back again?
Yep.
They didn't like Max?
I always thought Max was like Cinemax. I thought it was weird that they called it HBO Max.
Well,
But when I downloaded the app, it still says Max on it. But so we're gonna watch. I'm gonna try and watch The Righteous Gemstones with her, and it's on HBO Max. But we were looking, and there's a lot of good stuff across those 3 apps.
I don't like Max's interface where you can't tell, like, I'm not interested in this show.
Yeah, it puts a lot of stuff on there I'm not interested in. And it's just like...
With Netflix, you can say, I'm not interested in rom-com. I'm not interested in this and that. But with Max, it's like, you're going to watch this shit. I'm going to put this on top whether you like it or not. We paid good money for this crap. We're going to recommend it to you. You'll never watch it.
The wife changed her mind about the roof too.
About the roof?
Well, I didn't tell you guys about that. You know, we sat down 3 years ago to make a 5-year plan, and we're at the next year is when we start saving money to start doing major repairs to the house. You know, re-siding, put new siding on it, new roof, because it's getting time. The last time any of this happened was in the 80s. But she got carried away and went and looked at some roofing websites and stuff, and had a guy come out to the house.
The roof.
And it's about $60,000 to re-roof my house.
Good day.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I just thinking, you know, just pulling numbers out of my butt, I was thinking $50,000.
Yeah.
And
Expensive.
it's expensive. It's going to double our mortgage. So, you know, she's hesitant to
What kind of roof are you getting?
metal. A 50-year warranty so that I'll die before I have to worry about that roof never again.
We got a roof done not too long, a few years back, and it was like $6,000.
But was it metal?
No,
Man, even if you go with the
Does it have a 50-year warranty?
it's got a warranty.
petroleum, your regular run-of-the-mill shingles, which is the cheapest option, it's still $30,000.
Y'all roofers are fleecing y'all.
I don't think so. I'm telling you, just looking at like average cost of stuff and talking to people and everything, it's
I gave my roofer a Trans Am and a few $1,000. The 1989 Trans Am.
Well, most roofers don't work for Trans Ams.
yeah. None of these officially certified roofers are gonna get away with a 6-pack of beer. You know?
Y'all got the wrong people.
There's a lot in this house that wasn't done professionally, so moving forward, everything will be done professionally. She did message the guy and try to cancel, but he has been ignoring her calls. So she told me today, she said, I may have bought that roof. And it's about a year ahead of schedule, but it's something that needs to happen, and we need to do it. And
Might as well get it out of the way, right?
yeah, start now so we can, instead of saving money, we're just applying the money we would be saving towards the roof to the paying off the roof.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason we were going to save the money up is because stuff happens, and you never know, something might crop up, and if you're already on the hook for it,
Yeah.
and something happens, you can't just, we're not going to pay it this month, where you could say, oh, we're just not going to put that money back this month. You're committed. I need to put the collar in here right now, don't I? What are the odds that I do it right the first time?
Yeah, that's close enough.
Damn. I think we'll do it the other way. What do you say? Is
that always your favorite part when I start to put the eyeballs in? And it always looks crazy.
Crazy.
I do like the crazy looking stuff. The boy's getting out for summer here shortly. How much longer your kids got?
For school?
Yeah.
Some of them are out already. Some of them have another week.
Ooh, I think my daughter's out.
But the younger two are out. And then the high schooler still has another week of finals. So this next week, it's going to be crazy making time for some folks around here.
Between my girls and the boy gets out almost a month after the girls do. He doesn't go. Yeah, but he doesn't go back till like the end of August.
Yeah.
It might just be, the difference between high school and elementary,
Well, my younger kids go to a parochial school, and my oldest goes to a public school.
I can't believe kids aren't going to school year round.
And I don't regret. Have you met teachers?
Yeah, you're not down for that.
With the shit that they got to put up with, you're gonna have people going. You thought that the stress on the postal worker was bad back in the 90s. You have teachers losing their marbles.
They're absolute mind.
Yeah.
Wonder if school teachers, schools and boards will ever let the school teachers unionize.
Some places they have teachers unions.
Alaska?
They are pretty impotent from what I can tell, but
All unions are.
they exist.
All unions pretty much ever since, what was it, Jimmy Hoffa died? That was back when unions had all the power.
Spoilers.
Then all that stuff happened, and unions just don't have that.
Sway.
Yeah. But like my dad always told me, a shitty bargaining chip is better than no bargaining chip.
Well, this is true. But
I don't know that a $50 a month bargaining chip that's really shitty is worth it though.
Yeah.
My job has a automatic union though. A labor board. It's a requirement. So if you don't want to, you don't have to pay the union dues. As a matter of fact, you have to request to pay them.
My job's similar, but for that we get insurance and legal services up to like $1 million. So at least there's some value in it.
Oh, I hate insurance.
Hmm?
I hate insurance passionately. Oh my god, I hate all of it. Car insurance, health insurance.
Oh yeah, it's a big racket.
Oh god, I hate it.
Huge racket.
Once you like realize, like grow up and start paying it and using it and back and forth, I don't think anybody likes it.
Other than health insurance, I have never benefited from any other form of insurance in my entire life.
Anything except health insurance, if you use it more than twice, they
cancel you. Yeah. They cancel it,
Yeah.
and then you got to go find insurance someplace else.
My mom and dad, their house floods regularly, like every 3 years or so. But do you know how many times the insurance companies actually paid out for the flood insurance that they pay them every single stinking month for?
Never.
FEMA pays it, not them.
Yeah.
But, you know, Allstate sends the adjuster out there and looks at everything and says, oh, actually, we're not going to give you the money that you have it insured for. No, we're going to give you like 30% of that. Because
This is a groundwater problem caused by the city's decision to put that culvert cap on there wrong. As a result, it caused your property to flood, so it's the city's problem. They need to reimburse you for the damages caused.
it's
Not gonna do
a
it.
a
Well,
dam actually that they put in. See, my mom's house was built by her father, and he put it at 13-foot elevation, which was a solid 3 foot above any flood zone. And they put a dam in over a couple of cities over in Mobile, and every time that they overflow that dam, it floods out the house. It doesn't happen all the time, but like once every 3 years. If they say they're going to open the floodgates, that just it means the house is going to flood out. Every time.
It sucks.
Well, you know, it couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of people.
That also sucks.
But I do think it's trash that the insurance company that they pay, they're required to have, and it has never paid. It's always been the government. I'll pay you for a service. I expect you to do your end of the bargain. If the government decides to come in and give me money also, then I should just get double.
Yeah.
The adjuster should just come out and make sure I'm not committing fraud. And when they see it's not fraud, they should say, oh, $250,000 in coverage. Here's your check for $250,000.
Well, if that's what the damage is.
Although, to be fair, their house hasn't flooded out since I moved up here. So it's been over 10 years.
Here's where I think the legislation should come in. There should be no annual bonuses or extremely high salaries for people working in insurance. If we are mandatory by law, actually, government should probably run insurance.
If
So
it's a
that-
requirement.
If it's a required thing. If you are required to have insurance, then that's a social service, and it should be it should be part of your taxes, and not something that you pay separately from taxes. And then everybody would be covered because it would be, and that gets a little bit into socialism, which I know people don't like. But
all the best things about America are socialized, right?
I don't know about that.
Public school, military.
I wouldn't say. Well, I have mixed feelings about the public school system.
This fabric's bunching up.
I think the problem with the public school system is the philosophy that
no kid left behind.
I think that's part of the problem. But many of them have adopted and their total lack of understanding about how discipline works.
Bart in the chat says, "What's up?" I'm bringing that back. Hello.
Wow, what year was that? 97? 90? Was it 2000?
Just chilling. Got a bud. What's that?
It was a scary movie, right?
Yeah.
It was a Budweiser commercial.
Well, after that, it was a scary movie.
Nah. Scary movie. Something I haven't seen in a long time.
Scary movie or Budweiser?
Either one.
I think I've only drank like 3 Budweisers in my entire life. Isn't that the only purely American beer? Or is that Yuengling?
No, it's Youngling probably, because Budweiser's not owned by an American company anymore.
Oh,
Used to be.
Nothing lasts forever, I don't suppose. We got the Marvel Legends live stream.
Is it Thursday?
Was it Tuesday?
Anything important happen on it?
Yeah.
No, it's coming up. It'll be, I think,
This coming week.
29th? Some shit? I don't know. Something like that. They, I don't know what they're gearing up to announce, because like the last thing they put out was
Sharing the She-Devil.
right?
Sharing the She-Devil was the last announcement.
Maybe the Heroes Reborn Iron Man will be in there.
You think we'll get the amphibians from the Savage Lands?
Never give up hope, right? I saw Just Jay got my toy.
Don't they already have a frogman head they could modify for that?
Yes. Yes, they do.
They just have to take the face out of the mouth.
Their faces. Creepy. I deeply.
As weird as that figure is, I enjoy it. I don't have it, but I'll enjoy it from afar.
You can get cheap too. I bought one for the arms for when I was doing the swearing.
If I ever buy an action figure again, I'll look for it.
If I ever buy one again. If the time ever comes.
Hey, the last, 8 years, I've taken something like a 25% pay cut effectively. So It's hard to maintain your standard of living with that kind of thing happening.
100%. Without a doubt. We went through a similar ordeal.
Name asking, do you think Sheena would be a standalone figure, or exclusive, or part of a wave?
I bet we find out on the when is that happening?
Well, I mean, they might as well do a Savage Land Rogue at the same time, right?
But they could use her.
Well, they would do it in the next wave after that, so they could use the same mold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's probably down the road, not too long. Because that top looks more like a Savage Land Rogue than it does a Sheena the She-Devil.
My focus will not work today.
Days like that, you need to give it some coffee.
Getting there. Painting the irises and pupils on the Delkion head from the Maximum Hulk. They left them solid white.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like the Dane head that I had, so I'm gonna remake him. Maybe someday I'll work up enough money to go take a sculpture class and learn from an actual professional.
$3D modeling sculpture or sculpture?
Either way, I mean, I never took a 3D modeling class either. I never took a 3D modeling class either. It's amazing what you can accomplish if you got enough piss, vinegar, and time, right?
Mm-hmm. That looks so much better with the eyes painted.
Let me take a look. If I can, there we go.
Okay, focus working.
Yeah, that's a lot better. It looks a little. Are those in this? Maybe hold it back further. Are those too far apart?
It's just, I didn't paint the main eyes. Painted the pupils
Oh,
and the irises.
no, I meant the pupils and the irises.
No, they're not too far apart. They're exactly evenly spaced.
Okay. I was just checking. I was just asking questions here.
Good.
Probably looks different on camera than it does in person.
Well, people were thinking about swapping parts between it and the 80th. The colors are too different. If you on camera, on pictures, they look close, but in person, the 80th is darker.
Yeah, it looks darker.
Yeah.
I just think that Hulk figure is garbage anyway. The new one. That's my professional opinion. I stand by that. As a sanitation specialist for the city of someplace, I can recognize garbage when I see it.
What was that? The mayor of New York? I can't define it, but I know it when I see it.
Oh, and Impaled. That's what head is this? This is from the Maximum Hulk. This is based on Del Kim's artwork. It's based off an alternate cover for Immortal Hulk #1, which is a weird choice to make a head for because this was never in the comic. It looks like a mixture between Doc Green and the 90s merged Smart Hulk, aka the Professor. I'll use that white. My Pro Acryl white. Do I like the figure? It's all right. It's not $60 all right though. None of the heads are what I consider a definitive Hulk head. So there's that. I'm going to use this one that comes on it after I paint the eyes. I get the eyes finished up. You got people saying you can't actually get it in the thunderclap. It's like, no, you can.
Is it the first Hulk toy to ever thunderclap?
I can't say that for sure. I'm sure there have been some gimmicky ones had features that could do that in the past. The Marvel Legends, probably yes. Technically, you can actually turn the torso around and fake it with the
30th, 80th anniversary, or whatever.
Yeah, fake it or the reverse, or flip the torso around, swap the hands. You can actually fake it with that one. There we go.
But it's a lot easier to do it with this new guy.
Yep. Bart, Thunderclap, I heard that there's a shot to clear that up. Sector's asking if we saw the Peter David passed away. I did, sir. I made a post it on my Instagram. It's sad news. He's one of the guys that got me into reading comics. When the first comic book I picked up was issue number 400 of the Hulk, and he was writing it.
Yeah, Peter David.
He's been sick for a long time.
The girl sent me a picture of her husband and her daughter swimming in a little kiddie pool. I told her, I said, hey, no way this shit happening up here. It's too cold. My wife is currently downstairs with a blanket. She said that it was almost 90 degrees today.
I do like the print deck they went on the stubble and around the top of the head. You know, the teeth look terrible.
On the Maximum Hulk.
Yeah, the print deck. Mm. Missing paint too. Trying to print a 3D object with a printer, I'm sure, quite difficult.
Mr. David wasn't terribly old, was he?
Peter David?
Yeah, he was like 60-ish.
He's in his 60s, yeah. He was.
He wrote a lot of good books, man.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of his stuff. It truly is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Didn't he write the Ultimate Spider-Man?
He wrote Miguel O'Hare, 2099. He may have written Ultimate Spider-Man. No, I think Bendis wrote Ultimate Spider-Man.
Brian Michael Bendis. Yeah, that sounds right. Was he still writing?
If you call it that. He's been working for DC.
No, Mr. David. Was Peter David still writing?
Oh.
Was he still in contract?
He was sick for a long time. He's been battling health problems for a long, long time.
Yeah, Brian Bendis on Ultimate Spider-Man.
Painting over his ugly teeth.
Almost made it.
Yep, he gave it the Maestro. One of the best Supergirl runs, too. When he left the Hulk, Incredible Hulk series, he went to DC and he did Supergirl, and that was a great series.
Isn't that Future Imperfect, the Maestro story?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like the re-up on that when they came back and revisited that whole thing where he becomes Maestro and all that
Oh, I didn't read that.
versus Hercules and all that nonsense?
I didn't read any of that. That's retconning the original story, so.
So with my wife subscribing to that Max, I'm now in line to go watch that Creature Commandos that everybody likes so much.
Well, I liked it. Some people who are story purists did not like it, but we won't name names.
Ain't nobody around here story purists. We all realize that things have to change when it changes mediums.
No.
We all know that.
Do we know that?
We all know that.
Future Imperfect was a great story.
What's the best Hulk story? And why is it Planet Hulk?
Planet Hulk was great. Planet Hulk and World War Hulk was probably the last really good runs. That's before Disney bought Marvel.
I was listening to some people talk saying that the first Iron Man movie and another movie were made before it was under the Disney headline.
Hulk
That's
and
the reason there's a different.
yep, that's Hulk and Iron Man. Both were Marvel Studios, not Disney.
There's a
Well, yeah, Hulk was Universal Studios.
tonal difference.
That's what we want right there. That's the look we're going for. Bugged out.
We?
My new Dane head with his eyeballs sticking half out of their sockets.
There we go, get it better. Yeah.
You look so happy.
Ring light quit showing up on the screen. There you go. Now you can see his eyes.
Them some eyeballs.
Yep. I look nice. Oh man. That's a good looking drawing of a skull you got sitting there on your crafting table there.
You like that?
Commandant.
Fan-fucking-tastic is what that is.
Whoever drew that, they're darn close to professional, I tell you.
I tell you what.
I mean, I don't have any means of judging that or experience in that area, but
I changed my camera around and realized that nobody else could see it, and I was like, "That is a crime, crime, really."
man,
I had to change it,
whoever drew
move
that,
it to where it could be seen.
they can draw some stuff.
They sure can. Let me tell you about how they can draw some stuff.
Like they drew that skull.
Like everything's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I've ever seen him do. I was like, wow.
We know that's not true.
It just makes this head look so freaking much better if it actually got eyes.
Even the buck-tooth alligator, man. Looking beautiful.
The crocodile?
Crocodile, yeah.
You know, it takes a special kind of somebody to make a crocodile. And that guy's not even from Florida who made it.
Yeah, right. And so the skill is like raw
Real.
talent.
Yeah.
Is that fireworks? Why are they popping fireworks? Is there a holiday I don't know about?
Memorial Day.
Do we have fireworks on Memorial Day?
I don't know. Not here.
Well, I do live in Bucktooth, fucking PA, so
Well, I was going to say, rednecks will shoot fireworks off anytime.
It's not just a redneck thing.
Name what do you think about the Falsified 5.5 Conan and Spread Sonya figures? I dig them. I like them, but
like Honey Smacks?
yeah. Be right back.
You're right here. At least for another 30 minutes. At least. Oh shit, he went all the way down. He could see us kill his camera. The cat's away. The mice shall play.
Yeah. But really what they want is some cheese.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's what most people want.
Cheese is good.
Jeez. Jesus. Cheese is great. I've had to walk away from no less than 3 doctors because they said I needed to cut back on the cheese intake. I was like, I need to cut back on your opinion intake.
Mm-hmm. There's a chemical in cheese that mimics opioids. From what I understand.
Is it the tasty gene?
I don't know.
Yeah, the 5.5 Conan and Red Sony figures are $30 a pop. Yeah, so they're just like the Motu Oregon style articulation and style. They're $30 a piece. Which Origins right now are $20 a piece.
All right.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with how those eyes turned out.
Ooh. I don't know how flammable this fabric is, so I need to be careful.
You about to find out.
You're gonna find out today. I guess I could test it on this piece of fabric right here. Who's got 911 on speed dial? It's about middle of the road. Not what I refer to as retardant, but it's not wanting to burn like that other fabric I got. That came with a disclaimer that said, "Do not make pajamas out of it."
Because you'll die in your sleep.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, when they start telling you that you're going to die in your sleep if you make pajamas out of their fabric, you know they're serious.
I've been start working on the other boot for Prime. I got one fixed up. I'll have a boot rotation this time around.
I didn't know Optimus had boots.
He's got flip-flops in disguise.
I chuckled this morning.
He wears Vans.
Nice. I got an email from Brian. What's his store?
Brian who?
Well, I ain't gonna tell you what.
Well, I don't know. What's his nom de plume?
It's Transformer related. The Chosen Tribe.
Brandon.
I wouldn't even know.
His name's Brandon.
Brandon. I got an email from his store today, and like the last 6 or 7 photos were all Optimus Prime. I thought that was cute. All right, let's flip this bad boy inside out and see what's what. What do y'all say?
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds pretty basic. Did you buy it dinner first?
Nope.
No, poop. Forgot to do the wash on that.
I think we should minimize that as well. Maybe cut 1, 2 reliefs. Minimize this. 1, 2. And then we'll all hope and pray that it's not too short. Putting the wire in this bad boy is going to be excessively fun.
You know, when you say it like that, it makes me not believe that it actually will be fun.
Putting wire in the cape is never what I would refer to as fun. And especially if it's like all the way around. If it's just like down the sides and across the top, that's all right. But nobody ever likes that. Everybody wants to have the completely wired throughout. I'm like, man, that just causes flyaway and all that other nonsense that nobody likes.
Anyway, I'm using the Caliban for this Prime, which Puff Adder is the same body. So the hands are actually from Spider-Man figure. 12-inch Spider-Man.
Did you buy the Adam Warlock figure, by the way?
I did.
You have an opinion?
I haven't opened it up yet.
I would ask Cannon because he's a pretty big Adam Warlock fan.
I like Adam Warlock. I did not buy it. I had one that somebody gave me very kindly and generously that I felt was plenty good. Did not need to be replaced.
Perhaps that one would be better.
My biggest issue with the new one is the fact that they only give him one head sculpt, and it's his grimacing expression. But Warlock's more stoic, so most of the time, I would have liked to have a stoic head sculpt.
Man, what are you complaining about? He came with that comic book.
Yeah.
There's no reason. Man, I don't care. If they start making lines like purely comic book based lines and they decide to stick little comic books in there, and I'm down. Whatever. Just give me the comic book.
Give me enough accessories to make up for the fact we don't. Too.
More bath figures.
I'm fine with losing the bath as long as they supplement it with
reduce the price,
head sculpts, effects pieces.
Yeah,
reduce the price,
or reduce the price.
Yeah, something to make up for the loss of the fact that you're not getting
that 8th figure.
Yeah, I don't mind not having the stuff in there, but I think that if they're figuring that into part of the price of the figure, then they take that away, then they need to reduce the price of the figure because
100%.
You're not getting the value you originally were.
You are not.
And they're not even giving you some of those ones too. Without the Build-A-Figure pieces, don't even come with extra sets of hands. It's like they're ripping. They're purposely ripping you off.
This fabric likes to get caught.
Yeah, it does.
On everything. My little hangnails I got on my fingernails, and there's little bits and bobs from my cutting board. Hung up on everything. I wonder if it'll iron. Let's get out some more test fabric and iron a dog piss out of it and see what happens. My scissors. I forgot the installation is going to be closed tomorrow. I don't have to wear blue jeans. I can wear easy clothes.
I should have left it together. I got to get back up and pop it together. I don't have enough to grip onto. I got to Dremel down, taper the lower leg, and about ready to start cutting this off. And once I Dremel this down, connect them together. It's got to taper down to reduce the size for the feet I'm using.
Taking the heat pretty good. No, it's not up to temperature yet.
Yep. We're gonna make him have melt pattern baldness.
What are you making?
I didn't like the Dane head I did, so I'm making a new Dane head.
Dang it.
A new dang head.
Do I know who Dane is?
Dane from Wetworks.
Well, dang it.
The golden guy with his golden team of mercenaries or something.
Golden monster hunters.
Yeah, I mean, essentially.
All right, so kind of works. Hell.
Exactly. I'd rather have no bath and more accessories per figure.
But a significant amount if they're going to keep the price the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Every figure in the line should have accessories. They shouldn't.
Multiple sets of hands, accessories, and at least 2 head sculpts.
Yeah.
Do not have effects pieces. If they have superpowers, show that they actually have powers.
Makes sense to me.
Well, it doesn't appear that starch discolors the fabric at all. Seems to be handling the heat of the iron. No problem.
Alfredo says howdy.
Hello.
Yo, yo, yo.
Hello there.
Starch, though, does put a permanent crease in it. Feel it with your hand as you roll over.
Getting the Dremel out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my glasses on so I don't have hot plastic fly in my eyes.
Yeah, that's a bad look.
Hell, I'm gonna put my glasses on. Maybe that thing's sounding.
Yeah, I don't want sound like it's coming to get you, doesn't it?
Always.
Good call because it's going straight in my face.
That's not what it Oh boy. I want to hear more about this flying straight to your face.
Hmm?
I want to hear more about this flying straight into your face. Mm-hmm. Maybe only the quote unquote trouble areas need it, right?
Huh?
Maybe only the quote unquote trouble areas will need the starch.
Maybe.
It's looking great, Cameron.
Yeah. It's better than the last one. But if it weren't, I'd be kind of pissed because I felt like I learned a lot since then.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't actually be pissed. I'd just scrap it and start again. There's no point in getting mad at failure. You just learn from it.
You can be disappointed.
Hmm?
But you can be disappointed.
Yeah, but
Alpha Proto was asking, with figure prices increasing, will customizing hobby grow? Will more people be making their own figures instead of buying them? I could see that happening quite often. You can get soldered pretty cheap. Older figures are widely available at reasonable prices. You get them cheap. You make your own stuff. Now 3D printing starting taking off even more. I think that's the reason I make figures, because they don't exist and or can't afford them. Exactly. It's like that's what got me customized in the first place, making stuff that don't exist. That dribble looks shocked.
yeah.
It's like David Boreanaz said in Angel, I'm not cheap, I'm just old. I remember when bread was $1. Nothing's changed about it, but now it's $5.
I still get bread for $1.
Where are you getting bread from?
Walmart.
Oh.
You go to the bakery and you get bread for $1. And it's actual bread because it's not like all full of sugar.
I'd buy that for $1.
I took my blood glucose before eating sandwiches using regular sandwich bread, and it would skyrocket after one sandwich with 2 slices of sandwich bread. And so I switched to buying the Italian loaves from the bakery instead, and it made a huge difference. they pump everything in the supermarket that is pre-made, like before it gets shipped to the store, full of sugar. And you wonder why half the country has, diabetes or pre-diabetic or has some kind of metabolic disorder. Well, you're doing something to the human body that it is not evolved to be able to figure out how to handle. It's evolved for caloric, scarcity, not every time you turn around you get the maximum possible sugar hit you can get. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, I do.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Body evolved to eat fat and not sugar. But sugar's cheap.
Yep.
Because it's processed through corn. Corn's a subsidiary. There's a word I'm looking for. Subsidized by the U.S. Subsidized by the U.S. government.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody grows corn because they get extra money for it. Isn't that great?
Bart says he pollutes his body with bourbon.
Bourbon.
It's like whiskey, but not quite.
Never see me getting hung up on my ironing board. It feels personal at this point. It doesn't need to get hung up on my ironing board. It's just choosing to. So I got to listening, eavesdropping on my wife's phone conversation with her grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And she keeps talking about calling her politician.
Calling her a politician.
Yeah, the politicians, and talking to them about all of her problems. Because when she calls the police department and tells them, they tell her to sit down and shut up.
What's going on?
She has dementia.
Oh.
She thinks everybody's out to get her. Everybody's going from her. Etc. Etc. Doesn't trust anybody. The bankers are out to get her. The insurance companies are out to get her, which is probably.
Well, I mean, that's true. You can't fault her for that one.
Broken watch right twice a day, right?
It's great.
Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean there's not somebody else to get you.
But it raises an interesting question for me, because did calling your politician, like, because she's 94 years old, so she would have done this in like the 50s and the 40s. Was it actually really the thing where people would get fed up with the local law enforcement or whatever and be like, well, I'm calling my congressman?
I mean,
And then the congressman would actually do something about it?
I feel like there are people who do that. I don't know how effective it is.
Well, back in the day, there's a lot of corrupt local police too.
So
Well,
my thought is
not unique to back then.
it probably couldn't hurt much. You're more likely just to get a polite, yeah, we're not going to do anything about it, but we understand your plight type of response letter than any actual action happening.
My constituent keeps calling me every day, ranting and raving about some guy named Brad.
Oh, Brad, you're doing something unneighborly. Knock it off.
How much stroke and authority do these guys have around here?
How much? What?
Yeah, I can't imagine my congressman has like any kind of influence in my little place here in Hershey.
It's hard to say. Probably depends on the area, how connected they are, how active they actually are.
The governor's mansion was burned down not too long ago.
He probably wasn't very effective governor then.
No, not because of anything he did while he was a governor, but because he was Jewish.
And
The guy that burned it down was in need of mental health.
Well, I mean, just a second, I got a phone call.
But we live in America, and mental health isn't actual health, so people don't typically get the help they need. And when they do get it, it's way too late, and they're already like in the system. There was a saying that we had in Gaucher that just because they're crazy doesn't mean they get to break the law. Yes, he is struggling mentally. Yes, his IQ is that of a 7-year-old. But he doesn't get to run around and rob people at gunpoint, Everything in the Army is taught on the 7th grade level. Hey, look, it's a cape. A bright yellow cape.
Sorry, that was my real girlfriend who actually exists and doesn't live in Canada.
Just keep throwing that out there like I'm actually going to believe it.
It was actually, they were trying to reach me about my
Car insurance?
Car warranty.
Yeah, there we go.
She's digging my phone.
She's trying to talk to you about your car warranty too.
Yeah.
Hey, them warranties ain't getting themselves. You dig?
I feel cheated on that. My warranty mistress is calling you too. Well, I'm not gonna re-up my warranty then. Oh, that's the kind of people that, you know, they got working for them. Bunch of 2-timers.
3-timers.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, you too, huh?
No, nobody calls me about warranty. They stopped.
After they realized it was a waste of their effort.
Yeah. They're so mean. I have a strong inclination that he's gonna hate this cape.
Who?
The guy I'm making this for.
Who are you making for? The
Second.
guy? Are you gonna hate it?
Yeah.
Does he hate stuff?
He hates big and floppy and excessive capes.
I know who it is.
He wants a Spawn cape with an A-frame cape. And I'm like, Spawn ain't never had an A-frame cape. It's always been like super big and flowy and obnoxious.
This is true.
It's like Spawn's character-defining trait.
Big, floppy, and obnoxious.
Yeah, big floppy and obnoxious. This cape is actually meant to fit like this. Pulling it down in front. Holding some
I'm so looking forward to the end of this week.
Is it
Vacation.
vacation? I have I work tomorrow, but it's overtime. But Tuesday I have to work with that guy.
That guy, huh?
That guy.
That guy. My coworker is going off to party or something. I don't know.
Hate when I gotta work with that guy.
Yeah, I don't like working with that guy.
Everybody needs a pooper. A party pooper.
Maybe a single layer. But to stick in the dog mess out of it to get it solid there. Which is fine. I can. Get past my bath time. Woo.
It's 8:45.
Sure enough. Supposed to be out of here at 9:30. But y'all just love having me around so much.
It's not 9. You're not supposed to be at it. Oh, sorry. Different time zone. Never mind. Disregard me. I will be in my
Yeah, I'm in Mississippi. You're in Texas. It's different times.
This is true. Well, part of it's true.
Part of it's true. Some of it. Some of this is true.
When I cut my hair with my clippers the other day, that's what it sounded like. I think it's time to sharpen the blade.
Typically what it sounds like when I turn my beard.
Yep, just like that.
My jeweler's dollar sleeve. Found where I laid it at.
Okay, it's nice and saturated now.
Give me my jeweler stuff.
I borrowed it. I apologize. I did not put a bag.
No.
It is holding the refrigerator level.
Oh, man.
You might have to just get another.
That's the proper use for a jewelry saw, right?
I think so.
I mean, it does the job so well.
Why wouldn't you use it for that, huh?
I know, right? Hey, I've always been of the philosophy that you should never get a tool that can only do one job.
I mean,
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Did you find it?
Yep, and I broke the saw blade.
That's exactly how that is done.
all professional all the time.
That's exactly how it is done. And here's the reason why. That saw blade that was on there was dull. If you started using it, it would have worked for beans. So you had to break it. But you always feel bad for breaking it, so it has to be an accident. Because you knew you were going to have to get rid of it anyway.
All right, that's it.
Use the blade up.
Done for the day. Appreciate you letting me come out. Sorry about the capes and the belts.
It's all right.
I promise. If you need anything redone, just let me know. And I'll see you guys on the next one, all right?
Have a good night.
Take care, man. Good having you here with us.
One thing is ready to get back into working on my Federal Farm Prime is dealing with this resin. It makes such a freaking mess. Hauling it, drilling it out, hauling it out.
Yeah, it does. I need to go here pretty soon too. Ooh, like in 8 minutes.
Here we go. Mm-hmm.
So what have you been up to this week?
Working?
Anything interesting happening at work?
No. Can't say anything. I'm getting ready to move to a new office. My boss is on vacation for the rest of the week. Still got plenty to do, though.
Yeah.
Need to take some more material off. Tighten up a bit.
That's what I thought.
Pen, that one don't write.
Did you get that logo redone for the SVG file?
Oh, still got a little more work to. Work on it, not much. I can get done and get it uploaded.
All right, when you do, let me know, and I'll take another whack at that figure stand.
Next version too, it would be cool if we could actually raise the detailing up farther.
Yeah.
Work really 3D.
Well, if you can get it to me this week, then on Thursday night,
I'll get to you this week.
I'll work on it. What do you think about that?
That sounds like a plan.
About the time that I get off of here, hopefully the new Badrock tennis shoes will be done on the printer. Now we'll just be able to get those off and then put them on his feet and be happy.
Be happy.
All right. That is it for me.
Alrighty. And we'll do a little more dreaming before I call it night. Thank you, Mr. Cannon. Hang that with me tonight.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I got some done. I've been wanting to get back around to doing this guy's face because I didn't like the first one I made. Yeah, it goes that way sometimes, but hopefully this will be better. We still have that hair to get to.
Hair.
I'm gonna find a better way to do short hair. I'll just probably sculpt it. All right, I'm out.
Right, have a good night, my friend.
I'm out. Take care, everybody.
Later.
Later.
And they were one. All right. This slides up onto here. We gotta get some more off that front. Everything else is looking pretty good. Now it's all rough textured. I'm take the fine grinding stone and I'll smooth it up. We got some clearance for the boot swivel. There can be only one. Is there any news on that Highlander movie that's supposed to be doing with Henry Cavill? It's supposedly the Voltron movie is finished wrap shooting. Like so. That's good. This will be the first prime I've done that retains the boot swivel. I made a mold of one of the ones I did before, the lower legs completely, and just hollowed out that where I got a solid piece to work from. And it's worked out pretty good. Yeah, I didn't think that announced that Voltron movie name was held. I didn't think I had a chance of ever getting shot. We'd be like end up like the 40K thing, DOA. Right there. It needs to be glued. Marking it with lines that line up with that's where I want it to be. I want to glue it without this being attached first. So I want roughly to know where I need it. Well, not roughly, but exactly where I want it. Alrighty, I think that's what I'm calling night. Certain paints go over like with gunna markers will clog the tips up. One thing I've learned to do too is like get you some scratch paper, and as soon as you use your gunna markers, run over like scratch paper just to clean the tip off. Well, the Hollywood has been talking about Voltron Gundam movie for decades, and also Thundercats. Yep, He-Man's finally coming out next year. So, I think, but all right, we will have a Whip It Thursday this week, so look forward to that, and we'll get y'all next time. Have a good one.